Without hesitation, I can say that Donkey Kong Bananza is what excites me the most about the Switch 2. And like, yeah, Mario Kart World is cool and all, but I can tell what Nintendo has planned with this. This is the type of game that where you are going to invite some friends over, they're going to play it, hopefully enjoy it a lot, and you're going to be supposed to be doing the marketing for Nintendo and encouraging them to get a Switch 2 because, oh my god, how fun would it be for us to be able to play Mario Kart together? But Donkey Kong Bananza is different. It's the type of game that's supposed to be played just alone. And for many of us early adopters of the system, it'll be our very first venture in the new console generation. Now, the very first thing that I noticed when I was watching the trailer is how beautiful these worlds look and how fun they look to explore. Like, they look just full. I also noticed that there's like transforming rocks, so I don't know what that's about. But more importantly, it looks like you can literally climb everywhere, which is like so cool. Because to me, I feel like this game at first glance at least is going to have a very heavy emphasis on exploring. Because if these worlds really do look as, you know, lush as they first appear on the trailers, you're going to naturally want to explore more. And I can just imagine all the nooks and crannies that they'll have hidden right above where the cameras can reach, and how satisfying it's going to be to find them. And sticking to the theme of exploration, there's what is most likely going to be the biggest mechanic of the game, which is being able to destroy quite literally everything. So as I was mentioning earlier, yeah, you maybe could choose to climb a mountain, but you can also choose to destroy it. And apparently the game is going to remember everything you break, which could lead to some interesting situations where you maybe break something that you're not supposed to. But I'm sure the developers already had that in mind, so I'm sure there's a way to kind of reverse at least some things that you break. And there's also a little section in the trailer where it's like a 2D section. So what I'm wondering is how is that going to play into the whole theme of being able to break everything? Because are they going to, like, let's say, hide things underneath the ground and you can kind of see it before you start digging and you can just dig towards it? Or are things going to be covered and you still have to just kind of guess where you're digging and hoping that you find something? And they also show off 3 monkeys that are presumably going to be the villains. And although they didn't really share the names of the monkeys, at least not that I know, let me just say, this one, banger design. This one, banger design. This one, not so much, but I'm not going to complain because I really like both of the other ones, so. But I think for me, the biggest thing that I get from this game is the sense of payoff. It's quite literally been so long that this has been going on that I can't even remember if Nintendo officially stated this or not. But you can tell looking back that they really were trying to push Donkey Kong. Like, look no further than 2023 when the Super Mario Bros. Movie came out, because like, Donkey Kong technically didn't need to have such a big role than he did. Because even though Donkey Kong and all of his buddies are part of Mario's world, I don't feel like most people kind of necessarily associate Donkey Kong with Mario all that much. Actually no, I shouldn't say it that way. What I should say is I feel like a lot of people look at Donkey Kong as a standalone franchise. And I feel like for the most part, Nintendo kind of treats it that way too. Because in the last entries of Donkey Kong, you never really see anything Mario related in the games, do you? So clearly featuring Donkey Kong so much in the movie was very intentional on their part. And eventually they also announced that they were expanding the Super Mario World theme parks, and that the expansion was going to be Donkey Kong themed. And again, it's not that I don't think Donkey Kong deserves to have his own theme park, but I feel like there's a lot of franchises that Nintendo also owns, like for instance The Legend of Zelda, which could have been a much more popular choice over Donkey Kong. But now, finally seeing this game, it kind of feels like it's the missing piece of the puzzle. Now everything feels like it makes sense to me, because this isn't just another 2D Donkey Kong game. This is the first 3D Donkey Kong game since the Nintendo 64. And since it feels like Nintendo's been making us wait for this game for so freaking long, it makes it feel that much more important and that much more exciting. But it's not all perfect. At first when I heard the name Donkey Kong Bananza, I didn't quite like the word Bonanza just because it feels more like a Mario Party title in my opinion. But the more I hear it, the more I'm kind of just at peace with it, because I feel like at this point I like it a bit more than I dislike it, and I'm pretty much just indifferent about it. But there's one thing I am desperately hoping that they add to the game. But before I go into that, I have a short message. If this is your first time here, hey, my name's Acadrien and I post weekly Nintendo videos just like this. So if that sounds like something you would enjoy, I would greatly appreciate it if you would simply consider to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's go right back into the video. Now, by all means, we don't know much about this game yet. You know, it's still quite new, but the only thing that I desperately want is there to be customization for Donkey Kong. Like, by God, if Nintendo makes me play through the entire game with these fugly ass aquamarine jeans, I think I'm gonna lose it. Like, I've never cared that much about customization before, but like, I feel like recently I really enjoy being able to control what my characters look like. And let me just say, Nintendo, if you're watching, rude, because now you make me look like the weirdo that's going to have to say, yeah, I want Donkey Kong to take him off, I want him to take his pants off. Like, it makes me sound like I want to see him naked, which is not the case, because I've never considered him to be naked personally. I mean, he had a necktie, which is not much, but still, like, it could be just, he could be working corporate with the necktie. I don't know, it's like cartoon logic. I've never considered him to be naked, but like, also, he'd never had pants before, and you didn't see his donkey dong slinging around either, because if it was, it would bring a totally new meaning to the King of Swing. But yeah, rant aside, the game looks absolutely phenomenal. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Donkey Kong is worthy of being a launch title, or do you think they should have stuck with Mario? Let me know down in the comments below. I would once again like to thank you for watching the video all the way to the end, and if you did enjoy this video, why not check out another one? For whatever reason, YouTube thinks that you'll enjoy this one, so try checking out that one next. And until next time, Wadao.